welcome to my channel. My name is Jake the Scientist, and today I'm going to do an experiment. Awkward silence. I have this tube of 75 milliliters of hot to boiling water, baking soda, a storage bottle, some copper sulfate, and you'll also need a beaker and some coffee filters. What I'm gonna do first is add in some of this tartaric acid. Then I'm going to stir the tartaric acid into the water. This will make it slightly more acidic, but from my experiments I've realised that when I do this, it produces much more of what I'm looking for. Now you get your copper sulfate. This is copper 2 sulfate, not copper 3 sulfate. And you pour it in. I know I have a funnel somewhere, but I'm horrible at editing, so I don't really wanna. Let's just try. You can pour in a random amount. Not too little, not too much. Just use your common sense here. That will probably be enough. Copper sulfate does cause skin irritation, but honestly it's not really that bad, so you don't really need to worry. I'm not using gloves because I'm not planning on getting anything on my hands, although accidents are called accidents for a reason. But there is no bubbling. Well, there's a little bit of bubbling. Anyway, mix in the amount. If you've put in too much, it's not all gonna dissolve. Yeah, you will need to stir this for quite a long time. I'm not going to cut it, 1, because I don't have the best video editing software, 2, because it's easier to see how long it takes to stir. Once you've stirred most of it, you get your baking powder. For some reason, my camera's really zoomed in when I turn it to video mode. Now you get your bicarbonate of soda, and you pour in the little things until it stops bubbling. Once it stops bubbling, you can add a little more just to give yourself a little extra clearance. I'm not going to do this too much at a time because if I do, it could bubble out of the beaker and I don't want that. Okay, it's just staying there. I know this is probably stupid to say, but if you're doing this on too large a scale, you could get hypoxia from all the carbon dioxide that it's creating. Anyway, camera. When I pour in the bicarbonate of soda, when it's bubbling, little blue streaks fall down to the bottom. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we need to filter. That is called copper carbonate, and it doesn't mix with water very well, so it's just going to precipitate out. The last time I did this, I didn't use nearly as much bicarbonate of soda. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit. I think I'm nearly done. Let's just mix this around. If you mixing around, it will join with the water again, but it'll separate out a few seconds after. Honestly, I'm actually wondering how long this is gonna take. Already we've got about 10 grams of precipitate and counting. Oh, will it bubble over? Yes, it will. After a while, it will collapse though. Well, not a while, a few seconds later. So any spills that do happen, they shouldn't be too big. You can do this in a beaker. I'm honestly not sure why I decided to do this in a round bottom glass. Let me go and get a tissue to clear this up. Okay, I'm back. Tissue time. When I said accidents are called accidents for a reason, I meant it. You really should wear protective equipment. Now that it's separated out a lot, you can definitely see on the bottom there's much lighter blue. And it's done. And I just need to mix it in, and that's what you should have once you finish this stage. I wasn't planning on it taking 8 minutes, it did. Now I need to get a beaker or any other sort of container. This would actually work. This little pill jar. But you need to get some filter paper. Coffee filter would work too. So you could use two layers of filter paper. This stuff isn't that hard to filter though. And even in some of the water, even some of the precipitate separates from the water going through filter paper. So either you do two at one. You could do two at once, or you could filter it once better filter it again. Now let's get this tissue, and I have no idea where I can touch on this, but yeah. While I'm waiting for that little batch to filter, I'm gonna just wipe off this round bottom glass. This copper 2 sulfate isn't so hard to come across. You can find it on Amazon for about £6 for like a kilogram. So yeah. Now you just need to wait for this to filter.